So, this week has been tough. Welcome to part 3 of building the ultimate Spider-Man mod, a 6-part series where we go through and build one of the best looking Spider-Man sets that we possibly can. And if you haven't seen the previous 2 episodes, in part 1 I go through a little bit of background on why I like Spider-Man so much and give you the plan, and in part 2 we look at the building and see what we can do to the building and make sure our plan's going to work. There's a playlist in the description below, but if you have seen those parts, welcome to part 3, where we take 2 Daily Bugles and combine them into one to see what we get. So join me, Tommy C, and Like My Bricks, and other familiar faces along the way as we jump straight into... So this week, it's been tough, man. I wanted to get a lot more done than I actually got done. I usually take quite a bit of time to build these LEGO sets, and giving myself a 2-day limit to build this second Daily Bugle set, which is basically where the previous episode left off, it was pretty tough. Considering I'd already made one of the sets prior to this, being in last week's video, I felt building the second one getting super repetitive, especially with that many windows. I even got Miss Bricks to help me out and build an entire floor just so it wasn't as repetitive for me, and I'm glad she did because it sped up the second building quite substantially. So massive shout out to Miss Bricks in this case. But hey ho, we got the model done. And I must say, when I have these two built and next to each other, I really did notice how much of a difference the minifigures actually makes to the model. It makes the set look so much more alive, but arguably a lot more cluttered than obviously the one without all of the figures. And I think those of you modular people who just want this as a skyscraper for your cities, I think this is a fantastic option if you just sell all of the Marvel stuff. Obviously for us, we're going to be double stacking it, so hopefully that will make it look less cluttered and give us a bit more room for our minifigures that we've got in this set, and hopefully some extra ones. I'm worried about making it look too cluttered now, but the time has finally come to start combining these models together. And damn, this was harder than I thought. The model is built up in sections to make it easier for stacking and getting things down for play. This made stacking the upper floors incredibly easy. All you have to do is put one on top of the other and it holds like it was meant to be there. But of course we wanted to double stack the entire building, and that means tackling the reception. Now the reception was not built to just be stacked on top of another reception. So tearing the reception off of the base plate and just putting it on top of the other one was not going to be an option. First off, I ended up messing a lot of this up. I started by taking it off of the base plate and then started removing bricks at the bottom to try and line it up with the bricks that were on the top of the other Daily Bugle to try and make them line up, when I realized that this reception, even though it's going to be incredibly tall, is just going to have to be sort of slap banged on top of the other one and actually studded into place, so it's not going to be easily removed like the other floors above it. You probably could do it this way, but I was trying to use the majority of pieces from the actual build itself and not have to dive into my own personal collection too much, because if I'm honest, I have barely any light bluish grey parts in my collection at the moment, and my Bricklink orders haven't turned up yet, so I actually don't have any of the extra parts that I wanted to put into this model in terms of actually finishing the interiors, because that was meant to be today, but I guess we'll have to delay the interiors till part 5. This reception truly did give me a massive issue. These two parts were definitely not designed to go on top of each other. There was a lot of swapping bricks out, lots of removing of pieces. I've taken out the lift, so the lift isn't in this second half, so there's just not a random lift door halfway up the first floor. Speaking of random door halfway up the first floor, I also got rid of the back entrance and replaced it with some 1x4 light bluish grey bricks that I had in my collection. I was running out of bricks at this point, so I decided to start using some masonry bricks, but with the actual brick parts facing inwards, so it would give me this nice tiled effect instead of the brick effect that you'd normally get by facing the masonry bricks outwards. I got these bricks a while ago when I was on the pad wall, and I'm really not regretting that anymore, and I'm thinking I want to put more of these throughout the build, but taking apart these floors is hard, and they really do just fall apart if you move anything that you're not supposed to, but I really do like this effect. While I'm getting on with that, I want to show you a few more interiors that I have planned out a little bit better than the previous episode's paper room that we saw last week. Now I've gone ahead and refined this machine a little bit more to make sure that it's going to fit inside the building. I did try and add in a few more gubbins just to the extra surrounding parts to make it look like an actual functional room, so I'm excited to get these parts to turn up so we can actually install them into the final building. This is a boardroom. Now I wanted to make sure that a boardroom was in there. LEGO didn't include any sort of office space, probably as there's a lot more interesting rooms that you can make than a boardroom, but this is the building that I wanted to put in a boardroom just to hold some of our extra minifigures. And then this is my favorite room. This is the editing bay and also the room where J. Jonah Jameson is going to be filming the billboard that is on the front of the building. You can see here we've got a nice green screen, going to try and reuse some of the tiles from the other reception, as like I say, I don't want to be ordering too many parts. If we can recycle all of these parts, then we're going to be saving a lot of money. And saving money on a build like this is key. This build is definitely a lot more expensive than I thought, and I have to give a massive shout out to the members that make these videos possible. Your little bit of extra contribution helps me invest in parts, buy little add-on sets, and even down to things like helping me pay for my editing program. A lot of people don't really realize how such a little contribution can go so far. As we have gained a few new members because of this series, I thought it only right to give back to them with an exclusive part 7 to this series, where we take a look at behind the scenes of it all, how I make the videos, what the editing process is like, how long a part will take me, and it will just be a nice all-round behind the scenes video of all 6 parts. If you're interested in that and you want to see that video when it comes out, consider becoming a member for as little as $1.99 a month. Like I say, it really does help out the channel, and it allows me to buy extra things for this model that I wasn't going to build, but because of my awesome members, they've allowed me to build this extra add-on to this set, which is this. Now, this is a caravan set from the LEGO City line, and honestly, it's been a lifesaver. As I saw in the previous videos, a fair few of you were commenting that I should make a Daily Bugle van, and I really like this idea. I just didn't want to design my own van, as I don't have a lot of time between episodes to fully design my own vehicle. So being able to go out and get this set to essentially mod it would be a really cool idea, because we'd be doing 2 mods in one. So when building this, I followed the instructions, but as I built up, I changed a few things here and there, so it keeps the essence of the original camper van, but now it looks like this. We've changed a lot of things, but the basic shape has stayed the same. We've put a new bumper on it using some cheese slopes and some tiles. We've changed those nasty yellow cheese slope tiles to these nice clear 1x1 plates. We've got rid of all of the windows apart from the back 2, and of course we've got rid of the sleeping area on the top of the roof. Not only that, when I finished the car, I decided to tile off the entire roof. I'm thinking of putting one of those satellite dishes on top of this as well. It depends whether I have any radar dishes left over from the actual build itself, but I know these vans sometimes have extra stuff on the roof, and I think that could be a cool look if we decided to go down that route. But these are the 2 side by side. You can see how much we've changed, and although we've kept the opening function of the door, I've put nothing in this van because I don't think it will ever be seen when we have the full building on display, but we can always go back and change it at a later date. I've also left these 2x4 tiles on the side here, as I want to stick the spare Daily Bugle sticker we're going to get from the build on the side of the van here to show that it's associated with the Daily Bugle set. Really awesome idea from the comment section. See guys, I am reading the comments and I am taking on your ideas, so if you have any more ideas, keep putting them in there and I'll see what I can do. And all the guys that asked for this, you better thank the members because they made this one possible. And now that that reception's done, it looks like this. It's a really good foundation to put the other modules on top of. I hope this is stable enough with these open windows, as we're going to try and double stack this now to see how tall this building is actually going to be when it's done. Wow guys, this is insane. Somehow it's taller than I thought it was going to be, even though I measured both of the bugles, so I technically knew how tall it was going to be. And it's really tall, and I'm really hoping that when I light this building up, it fills in a lot of that dark space. And you know by now that we're lighting this building up, and you know exactly who's providing those lights. Light My Bricks is one of those awesome companies that lights up LEGO builds, and if you ask me, Light My Bricks is one of the best. They're an Australian company, and they love what we're doing here on the channel. They're massive fans of LEGO themselves, so they have a light kit for pretty much every single LEGO set that you can think of. And if they don't worry, they have a giant case of DIY ranges, so if you've got an older set that they don't have on the website, or if you just got a mock that you really want to light up, they'll have something in their DIY range for you. These guys have provided one of their Daily Bugle lighting kits and a few extra ones, so go show them some love by checking out their website. The link will be in the description below. Anything you guys buy using that link will give me a little bit of kickback, so if you want to buy an awesome light kit for one of your models and support the channel, use that link in the description below. I'm sure we'll have enough lights to light up this entire model, but as you can see, we've definitely got a few more things to do before we can call this building complete. 1, we barely have spots for any of the minifigures. 2, there are definitely a few more windows that we need to fill in. 3, there are definitely some areas that I want to tile off. And 4, we've got to definitely do something about those interiors, as right now we have duplicates and we can't stand for that. So tune into part 4 where we take a look at some of the minifigures whilst I get on with other Daily Bugle stuff in the background. We'll go through some of the minifig mods that we're going to be doing to these existing characters, as well as maybe take a look at a few more that I have planned to add to this set. If you're excited for the next part, let me know in the comment section below. If you want to be the first to comment on the new part when it comes out, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and press the notification bell, because then you'll be notified as soon as that video drops. Remember, if you're considering becoming a member for that extra part, press the join button next to the subscribe button. Then you'll have access to a bunch of exclusive chats on my Discord, exclusive desktop backgrounds, a weekly group call over on the Discord where we just hang out, and like I say, that super special exclusive 7th part to this series, where we take a look at behind the scenes footage. So thanks guys for watching this video, thanks to the members that make these videos possible, thanks to Light My Bricks for sponsoring this series, and I'll speak to you guys in the next video. Good.
Are you serious? You haven't subscribed to Tommy C. Bricks? Or watched the rest of the videos in the series? What? You haven't seen the links in the description, all the people that helped? Go do that and get out of my office!